I'm sippin', 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 I'm sippin'.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
Alright, so this is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Roog. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And I got Saf with me.
Yo, I'm in the building.
My nigga. And we got a special guest in the Situation Room with us today.
Hey.
Saf, she actually turns out to be family via West.
Oh, okay, fam.
Yeah.
Okay, fam.
This is Shell Boog.
What's good, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good?
A good energy that I acquired
Hey, man, listen.
generically recently.
Yeah. Real talk. I was on the glocawearradiostation Fly Day Radio. That joint, listen, that joint was lit.
That's what's
Fly
up.
Boy Radio. That joint was lit. And I
glad
had a
you
ball.
enjoyed
I'm
yourself.
sorry I missed it, but guess what? I felt your energy when I was at Senator 215's release.
Yeah, the other night.
A listening party, and I didn't even know that we were going to be meeting. And
That's
I saw
crazy.
you for like 2 seconds at the table, but I was like, "Dang, she's cool." Like it was 2.2 seconds, but I'm really, really into energy.
Yeah, man.
When he even saw,
That's
he's
why
like,
she
"Yeah."
here. She got to keep me on my shit.
to keep you on your shit, bro.
Yeah.
No, but when he was like, interviewing the show, I was like, "Yo," I was like, "I just see her." I was like, "She's really already dope." Like I felt it already.
Yeah,
so,
I just be chilling, man. I be in the cut, like.
yeah, no, but you know what? That's really how you know that you already like a star, because even when you be in the cut, you don't even be in the cut because you didn't even know I peeped you and you was.
I had no clue.
Crazy, right? No,
I had
but
no
real
clue,
shit,
yo.
like,
It's crazy, yeah, man. that was a good event too.
Yeah. Shout out
They-
to
shout out to
Senator 215.
Senator
That's my
215.
guy. We've been
Absolutely.
supporting him forever. I grew up with him, so
That's
Yeah.
what's
That's
up,
been
man.
family
Yeah,
forever
that
with
was
us.
a nice little
We was
joint put
involved
together.
early.
yeah, absolutely.
It
But
actually inspired me to put an album release together for my project. You know what I'm saying?
word.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I had tagged Kay Fine Productions, the lady on the boards right now, on your post and said that she might have some ideas for you for spots y'all should talk before you
Nice,
get out
nice,
of here.
nice.
Figure it
For
out,
sure,
because
for sure.
indoor, outdoor, we got all type of venues on deck.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for y'all too, man. Hit Fine Productions, Fine Philly on Instagram, and make sure y'all get right.
Yeah,
But
man.
one of the things about Shell Boog, you know me, I start from the beginning
Right.
of meeting people.
The tippy.
She was
Sippity
early when she came to Fly Day.
I was.
Okay.
And that's
I
at
was
4
super-
p.m., you know what I mean, on a Friday.
Right. That says a lot.
She was early. By the time we was ready to start, her tripod was set up. She was recording herself.
Yeah.
And she had already engaged everybody in the room and was showing love already before we got on air. It was none of them pre-air jitters.
Right.
It was let me get my business right and let
Yeah.
me treat the people right.
Yeah.
She didn't know what she was getting herself into.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
You know what
sorry,
I
I
mean?
missed
Like,
that
I
one.
kind of
It
noticed.
was dope though, man.
I know
The
it
energy
was.
was
I know
crazy,
it was.
man.
And it was just like
crazy.
the whole experience was a pleasure. So I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you for having me on. Seriously.
So what happens is the night that y'all speaking about now, which was Friday night, this Friday night at the Senator 215 event that just passed, Bug came up to me and said, "I'm trying to get on your podcast, yo."
I'm like, what's up, bro? I'm trying
And
to get on.
I'm like, why not? What's up? I'm like, when you trying to do it, we can figure out something soon. She like, I gotta do it in the next couple weeks. I got something coming up, or we can do it after that. I said, you know what? We gonna do it before that.
Yeah.
So here she is. Like,
That's
it,
right.
it ain't no bullshit. A couple days later, she here.
I'm here.
Right.
She held her own. So
Yeah.
I appreciate all of that about
Real
you.
talk.
But I'm gonna let Sav talk to you because I talked to you already. So go ahead, go ahead, talk to
So
her.
no, you know what? Tell me and the people a little bit about yourself. Like I said, as soon as I even just came in, your area, your energy was positive and it was embracing, and we didn't even have any
Appreciate that,
words. I
man.
want to just say that we didn't even exchange any words, really.
Yeah, like at all,
Um,
like real talk.
So I was just at the table with
Chick.
Hennessy Kev. Shout out to my
Oh,
bro
wow.
Hennessy Kev.
Facts.
1122.
Absolutely.
Facts.
And I was at the table, and that's when I met you. But tell the people about you. Who was Shell Boog?
Man, listen, Shell Boog is a lot.
See that?
Listen.
I own S Boog Productions.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm a
Dope.
music engineer. A videographer. That's S Boog Films.
Listen.
Shell Boog is the artist under all of that. I shoot videos, engineer music.
Shot a video today, goddammit.
Shot a video today before I got here. Shout out to
Listen.
my man. Shout out my man Desi the artist.
Word.
That's my goddaughter's father. That's my bro.
Okay.
Word.
But yeah,
y'all
I'm just
support each
I'm
other
just
a
a
lot.
well-rounded individual. I'm down to earth. When I make music, I'm pulling from like real situations, real feelings, And if I'm not at that point when I'm writing from a perspective where I'm telling a story about something or someone that I know. You know what I mean? So I gauge into that and I write. So it's still a part of my feelings because I've still personally experienced it from other people. So
And you heavy on your identity and your originality.
for sure. And I'm
Because
heavy.
you've
I'm
been in
heavy.
the game for a minute, so
Listen,
you
I've been in
found
the
your
game
voice
for a
long
minute.
time ago.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been
No,
in
that's important. Yeah.
bro. Like I've been in the game for a while, just making music.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mom had passed away. I kind of stopped, and
God bless.
yeah, and I just jumped back on point because I actually lived in Atlanta for like 3 years.
I was sensing something. I was waiting for you to
I
finish.
told her
because
the same thing when I interviewed her the first time.
Yo, I sensed something. I was gonna wait for you to finish, but I was gonna ask you: are you originally from Philly, or because I feel some other?
You know, you are so.
Demographic.
So I was born in Philadelphia by my mother and my father, but I was like raised in New York.
Okay.
In Brooklyn. My sister took custody of me at the time when my mom was going through some things.
Which is a
and
blessing that your
yeah,
sister did that shit.
yeah, I got it's 6 of us, so I'm the baby
Right.
out of 6. So my oldest sister took me in, and I lived in New York for years. I went to school out there, everything. And summertime I come back to Philly, then I go to school in New York. So I'm like well versed when it comes to like different cities.
Right.
I'm a gypsy. Like people used to call me a gypsy because I would get up and just move, but like, all right, I'm out, y'all, peace.
And we discussed that on Friday.
Yeah.
Like having to move so much young makes you
Yeah.
able to adapt to different rooms,
Yep.
environments,
Yeah.
cultures, all type of stuff.
And I was in foster care too. So like at that point when I was younger, like I didn't have my parents in my life. I was living with strangers. So I had to learn how to adapt at an early age when it comes to certain things. So my music is a form of me adapting to my environments and me writing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
And me being present in the situations.
And that's what I was going to ask too.
That's
So I know a lot of people tend to write. It's a form of maybe a release. How early did you start writing?
Oh man,
In any form.
In any form. That's
any
what I'm
art.
saying.
So
Like
any
really writing,
4th
getting it out
grade,
there.
I
Right.
was a journalist in school for the school paper.
Okay.
So that was my first
I can
initial.
respect that. Y'all know I can respect that.
I was a nerd in school, so like initially that was my first form of like writing anything. When my musicality came into place, I was like 12. You know what I'm saying?
It's still early.
I was 12, yeah, and I wrote my first rap. And I told this on the
I was
other.
11, 12.
Yeah, I was like 11, 12, and I wrote it, and my nephew thought it was the hottest thing ever. I thought it was trash. He
Oh, you
was
think what?
bigging me up. He's like, go ahead, rap that joint. I was like, I don't want to rap that joint in front of people.
Let me hear it.
I don't even remember that joint. I don't
Every
even
time
remember that
people
joint.
talk about their first rap, I ask them.
Right.
Some people remember.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? I had it like on a y'all remember that line paper in school that was like dark tan? Used to write on. I had stole a bunch of that from school. Was
The
writing
long
on it.
Jones, right?
Yeah. I had writing on that joint, big letters and all that. But I recorded my first song when I was 17.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But that's how you know it's natural.
Right.
From 4th grade to 6th grade to 11th grade, something never changed about your trajectory. No
Yeah.
matter what life go through a lot of shit
Dude.
from 11 to 17.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of we talked about that. Like when you move at certain ages, what deciphers where you from.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Like it's real. So it's just dope that all 3 of us could say that. Like I'll let Saf tell you about her legacy and the legacy that she's a part of. But early on, whether we were paying attention to it or not, getting our voices heard in some form or fashion was important to us.
Absolutely.
And not
Absolutely.
for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
We weren't looking to write about ourselves.
Nah.
Except for music, you have to give yourself at certain points. But at the same time, it was the art of writing, the art of being heard,
The
the art
enjoyment of
of
it.
being dope.
Yes.
Just being ill, like
Yeah, man.
knowing that I'm good at this,
Yeah.
and this isn't something that everybody's naturally able to adapt to.
Right.
Right.
And mind you, we all have different strengths. Some people spell better than others. Some people structure better than others. But if you go through it enough, you figure it out if it's what you're supposed to do. So that's ill. That's
Yeah,
ill.
you
I like
gotta
that.
you gotta always work on it, right? You gotta work on your art,
For
or
sure.
whatever your passion or purpose is. You're gonna have strengths and weaknesses, but you gotta maintain, like you said. For you always say talk about consistency. That's something that rings to me
Every
when I think
hustle
about
needs
you.
consistency.
And I think if you're consistent, you're gonna always build upon what you have. No matter if you're good, you're gonna be great. If you're great, you're gonna be excellent. If you're excellent, you can get to perfect. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's
but
stages.
it takes that work. It takes that constant
Yep.
work.
One of the
toward
most
it.
profound things Meek ever said was that there's levels to this shit.
Yo.
Yeah.
Everybody took it as a way to stun on people, but there's levels to everything in
Everything.
No.
life.
I'm
Everything.
about to pause.
If you don't go through shifts, you ain't living.
No, listen, pause. I'm about to call our homie, shout out to Shay. I was on the phone with her today. I swear I was on the phone with her today. And I said the best thing Meek ever said was there's levels to this shit. And I said because it could be applied to any industry, any life, anything. Yo, I just said this on my way down here.
And I support Meek. I ain't the biggest Meek fan in the world.
Yeah.
But I support Meek because I like what
That
he's
shit was
doing.
profound.
I've seen him from day one.
Because
you know what I mean?
could tell when he was writing that and when he came up with that line, he's experienced multiple levels and different points of his life.
That
For
made
him to-
other points not even mean as much.
For him
And
to
he's trying
define
to
that
explain to you
actual
that you
statement.
can feel that way too.
Period.
You can feel that way too. You could go through shit and be like, this the end all be all to everything. And then look back 6 months later like, yo, we was bugging. This what it's about.
Yeah.
But you supposed to do that.
Period.
That's life. Whether you in the streets, in business, in school, that's what motherfuckers, homies and all that, that's what we look to each other. That's what we celebrate.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Your accomplishment. You bought a new house. You got a raise at your gig.
Yeah.
You got a new gig. You know what I mean? You started your own business.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to that, those are levels.
Period.
And mind you, a level up isn't always a level up financially.
Right. It could be a
You
level
start
up
your own business, you gonna struggle
mentally.
for a dime.
Yeah.
But you
For a
put yourself
minute.
in this different position and you bet on yourself, and that's to be respected.
Yeah.
Just like you didn't bet on yourself blindly. You bet on yourself and you taught yourself and learn ways to do multiple things to be self-sustainable.
Yes. Yes.
So that whenever you had to move again, you can still do the shit.
You know what it was too? Because I got tired of dealing with bullshitters. People that
You spend a lot
I
of money
had
for
to
bullshit.
listen.
You pay for bullshit.
People I gotta chase down to give my money to. Like, yo, you say
Right.
this is your business. Why do I have to chase you down to give you my service?
Right.
If this is a service that you're
you
trying
supposed
to
to provide.
publicize and advertising,
One of my-
it was very baffling to me. So that's why I learned to do the things that I needed to do for myself to make myself as an artist be on point, because I was tired of dealing with people in Philly that was bullshitting. Because this, I'm
talking to?
sorry,
You know I
like
know.
this, they be bullshitting out here.
You know I know. It's a lot of them. And
Like,
that's
it
why
just be
I
too much of
recommend
it.
I recommend certain people, and other people I just let them live, and I don't hate on nobody. I don't, you know.
No, it's no
you can't
reason to
slow
hate.
down what I got going on,
Period,
so it's
man.
no reason for me to
Period.
bad mouth you.
But
we
one
know
thing
how it
about
go
me,
out here, man.
I'm honest. Like I think that's what I pride myself in, is being honest, and I don't bite my tongue about certain things. So like when I'm speaking, like
Please be
I don't
honest.
really have a fear of being blackballed. You
Right.
know,
No.
one of those that mentality that people have because they be so hush hush and scared. I'm not. Like I'm gonna say what I need to say.
I think
because
being
God
blackballed-
governs everything that I'm doing in my life. No man can say that I can't do this and can't do that. So I don't believe in the mindset of blackballing me.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that
don't-
blackball shit is a myth. I think if you care about being blackballed, then you're only looking at one aspect of what you're trying to, or one response to what you're trying to do. Like if you're worried about the internet blackballing you,
But
then
guess
you're
what?
worried about a bunch of chatter instead of about business.
And not even for the people
You can
who-
still get business from them hating on you.
Right.
That's
right.
an imprint.
Right. As they
Yeah.
say, like all news is good news, right? Bad
Yeah.
news are indifferent.
Right.
But my whole thing is, besides of being worried about being blackballed, I also think of to the people who are doing the blackballing, that shows for me weakness.
Period.
Because
Period.
you're listening to like one side of a story, you don't even know what's going on. You're minding somebody else's business.
Yeah.
However you want to look at
Yeah.
it, I see weakness in them.
That's what
So,
it is.
you know
It's
what I'm saying? I
fragile
wouldn't
ego.
worry about that.
That's
How
all
many
it
tweets are
be.
you gonna throw in my? All right, perfect example. And I said this before on here. I think I was taught at a young age: if you don't care about something, you don't mention it. You don't give it energy. You don't give it attention.
Right.
If you throw up 30 fucking tweets about me, I'm your best friend. You
Right.
my biggest fan. It's
Right.
like
I'm your
it
best
don't
friend.
add up that you hate me, but I get all your
Attention.
energy.
Right.
Like I don't want to give any large percentage of my energy to anything that I hate.
Right.
Right.
If I hate it, I
Because guess
acknowledge
what? I
it
could
and
be
I
doing
turn the
something else.
corner and try to avoid that shit.
Period, man.
I'm not
Absolutely.
fighting to get pulled into it because you know what happened once I speak on it?
Yeah.
Somebody speaks back.
You bring
and
your
now
life
it's an
into the
ongoing thing, and now
situation.
you got all these
you're
people
attracting more
talking.
negativity. It
Wow.
doesn't even
Yeah.
make
I
sense.
want to get to the shit I like today at some point. And most of you motherfuckers do this shit before breakfast, so you start off on a bad foot.
Goofy, man.
It don't make sense.
They drink a cup of Goofy early in the
They say
morning.
gang banging over bacon.
Yeah.
Like it don't even make sense. Like what did bacon do to you?
Listen.
But you know, when people are happy with themselves, or when people are not even necessarily happy, because sometimes we all go through periods of introspecting and shifting and trying to figure things out. But when you're even at that point, it's noticeable.
Yeah.
Right.
It comes across in your energy, your conversation,
Yeah.
your music, your art,
art,
stuff like that. Like
way
it comes
you
across
talk,
that you're
carry
being
yourself,
introspective, that you're
everything.
trying to be a better you,
Absolutely.
and that you're aware of what drives you or motivates you or moves you.
Yeah.
Which takes us back to what I was saying about you earlier. That's a sense that I get from you, that you are very aware of what the fuck you want to do in this world.
Yeah.
You know what I
I know
mean?
my purpose.
Yeah.
I really do.
And
I'm
you wear a
very
lot of
aware of that.
hats.
I'm in tune with it.
You wear a lot of hats, but they're all for one common goal.
All for one common
I noticed
goal.
that too when
Yeah.
you were mentioning, when you were giving us the introduction about yourself. Like, you're diversified. I think people need to note that as well, because they're all common goals. They're all related in some way, but they're also different in some way as well. But they work
Absolutely.
together.
And
Yes.
they all will sustain you. It'll be a check
Absolutely.
coming from here.
Here,
I know
here,
somebody
here.
that wears similar to hats to her, and he at one point he was charging $25 an hour no matter which one you want. You want photographer, you want videographer, you want
Right.
studio time, whatever. But at the same time, this man all day in the hood
All day.
with a whack in his pocket is smoking as much as he want and living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at some point of every day, somebody got a couple $25 for you.
Somebody got
Right.
something.
and it is what it is. And I thought that was dope. And I looked at it. I knew with him, it was a way of, like, you know, having less and wanting to be able to do, and knowing that if you can do for others, then you can support what you're trying to do.
Right.
You know, just financially at first, and then he built a name for himself where
Yeah.
now he's a part of people's legacies.
Right.
Wow.
And that's the same thing that you'll do. You'll make somebody's favorite video ever. You'll
I'm trying.
you'll engineer
You will.
somebody's biggest record ever. And
Yeah.
that's beyond
That
what
was like
your
your little
music
cousin,
does.
like your little cousin that heard that first, your first
Yeah.
rap was like, yo, like spit
Yup.
that joint. Like,
Yeah.
even from then, like, you was already making the mark then. So you was like, I'm trying. You already did that joint, and you just
Yeah.
gonna keep doing it and go.
And
keep
I had
doing
the
it,
same
man.
thing. I was horrible, but my little brother used to dub and burn
Oh, I was there.
everything
Don't
my voice
laugh. I
was
was
on.
there. No.
Everything, and I ain't gonna lie, I had moments. Like, I had a couple where it was like, okay.
All them
But then
jokes.
I had Joe's like, what the fuck, yo? And he kept all that shit. And it was just like, that was enough. Because at the time, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't start out wanting really for everybody to hear my shit. I just always correct. And my neighborhood knew it and stuff like that. I wanted to freestyle battle all day. I never cared about a studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I started hanging around people that was serious, and I started writing with them, not realizing that was going to make me have to go to the studio.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, I used to write raps just to have them for
Right.
the next cipher.
Yeah.
We used to
Type
no,
shit.
We gonna take it back. I was actually gonna say, when you were saying you started in 4th grade. For me, it was 6th grade. And all of the girls, because we went to the same middle school,
went to
elementary
middle
school,
school,
elementary
That's
school,
dope.
and middle school.
Scary.
But all of the girls, and I'm still here, right? But anyway, but all of the girls, we used to come back with poems all the day. The guys used to be rapping, and the girls used to come back with our poems every day. Like, we
That's
used to,
a fact.
or the weekend, we used to have to come back, and we used to had to have whoever had the best poems.
Yeah.
So it was funny when I remember us writing
Rapping
and coming back,
back
you
then.
said, for the next cipher or whatever it
Yep.
was. Like, we really used
Prepare
to
It
do
for
was
it.
just a
The
thing.
lunch
Like, you
table
had to have a
battles.
notebook. It was respect to
Yeah.
have a notebook full of rhymes.
Yep.
Only 5 of them might have been dope, but just
Right.
having a notebook full was respect because they
Composition
knew you was
books,
working
the
your
black
pen.
and white Jones.
Motherfuckers knew you was working your
Absolutely.
pen. But it's
Filled
funny
up.
because even talking about that, like when you talk about 4th grade and all that, I think 5th or 6th grade I got published for poetry.
Mhm.
But in either 5th or 6th grade, I also had a teacher that I had a creative writing class where she told me, you can write raps. All you want to write is raps.
Who was that said that?
But Lady Dowman,
Oh, okay.
Miss Wilson at the time, and she
Uh-huh.
was like, but you have to
Body
get
of
in
what?
class, in front of the class and perform them, and they have to be clean. But if that's going to shut you up, then go ahead and write your raps. Basically, was what she
Go
was
write
saying.
your raps.
That was 5th
That's
grade for us.
Yeah, it's 5th grade.
That was 5th
So
grade.
I was performing in front of a class full of, you know, the roughest critics at the time when you at that age.
Yeah.
And we used to love to do it. And then we did the talent shows when you doing other people's songs. I'm doing AZ, Sugar Hill.
Yo.
And, you know,
We did
stuff
the
like that.
Fugees.
We did the Fuji Live joint.
Dope.
And stuff like that. But it was just like, we always wanted, we always was writing, but we always was performing. We always was in front of people.
Yeah.
And that was comfortable for us. It wasn't always comfortable. Like I said, performing brand new rap I wrote 5 minutes ago in front of the classroom is crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everybody remembers that time, and they like, I see what you're doing now. You always loved that
Right.
shit.
Always.
You always loved it, whether it's being a
Yeah.
rapper or being media. They like,
Right.
you been hip hop, bro.
You know what's crazy too? Not only was I doing music, I played basketball. I was like an
I
all-star
was hoping
basketball
to. I
player.
went to
Like
All-Star,
that was
but I
my
was
thing.
nice. I was a
Really, I
cheerleader.
swear I was gonna go to the NBA or something or do. At the time, it wasn't no WNBA, so
Right.
NBA was like, oh, I'm gonna be first woman in the
Right.
NBA.
No, that was the thing at one time. Like the Slam used to
It
put
was.
women
Yeah.
on the cover of Knicks jerseys. Like she the next. she the
Listen,
first
man,
one.
when I bought, I
Shamika
bought
Like
Cheryl Miller and all them, like
Shamika
before-
Holslaw was like one of my biggest players that I loved because I was trying to go to
still doing
Tennessee.
good. She overseas though.
Yeah, I was trying to go play for Tennessee State. That was like my
Okay.
thing. Yeah, so like I was really into ball.
Shamika was tough.
Tough, crazy, man.
Whew.
Ooh.
Tamika,
Yeah.
Cheryl, man, Candace. We done seen some over the years that was
Yeah,
like
man.
real deal monsters.
That was my thing. And then like
What position?
music was like a accidental thing.
What position you played in ball?
I was a point guard.
You was a point
Yeah,
guard?
I had a handle.
Ooh.
Yeah, my game was stupid.
See, this is
I was dumb.
I've learned. Like I believe that people play the sports the way that they live life. I had a coach that told me that before.
Ah, that's a good analogy.
So
That's a real good
I'm
analogy, man.
I'm learning. Every
That-
little
that's
thing
a
you
good
said, I'm picking up
analogy.
something different. You
'Cause
see what I'm saying?
I was yeah.
So that point
Point
guard
guard,
thing, I'm
man.
rocking with you.
Yeah.
But go ahead. So the music.
So the music was just like an accidental thing. It was just on some like I'm bored type time stuff. But I love to write because I used to write stories. I used to write scary stories and all types of crazy stuff in my little composition book or whatnot. So I just started rapping because like I started watching like BET. I was finally allowed to watch like BET and MTV and stuff like that. So the rappers was on there. So I just started writing my little raps and stuff like that. And I remember like only my nephew knew I was rapping. Nobody knew. And then I had moved back with my mom for the summer. And my brother, he had just moved with us temporarily. So he was a DJ and he used to make beats. So he was like playing this beat or whatever. So I was rapping one of the raps I memorized in my head. He looked at me like I was crazy. Like, he's like, yo, you rap? He's like, oh, take this beat and I want you to write to it. So I wrote to it. And it was a Nina Simone sample of Misunderstood.
I love
And
Nina.
I actually, the funny thing is I got the song. And I got the song. And he sent me that song.
That's my shit.
He sent me that John because I was like, bro, you still got that John? He keep everything. So he sent me that John. And I was like, yo, I was like
Thank God for brothers,
17.
man.
I was 17 when I recorded this joint in the crib.
That's
It
dope.
was dope, man. Like little stuff like that. You know, I just love music. It's just a part of my DNA. My dad plays his instruments. You know what I'm saying? My dad, he got an incredible voice. He can sing. So I've been around
You
music.
ever did a record with him?
Nah, never. My dad's actually locked up for life in prison.
Oh, God
Yeah,
bless.
my dad actually.
Hold your head.
God
OG.
willing, he getting out. Because he just got approved for this new program they got where they letting lifers out,
Yep.
and he got an account number now.
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
So he on the list.
Yeah, he on the list.
Right.
So God
Listen,
willing, he getting
When
out.
that blessing happen, make that happen.
For
man.
sure, man.
That'd be
That's gonna be the
heavy.
joy of my life when my pop get out. Like I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. But it's
So-
funny because it's weird because multiple
That's a dope
things.
name for a song or album too. The Joy of my Joy of My Life.
Ah,
It just stuck to me when
Right
you said that.
yeah.
But
Joy of my
multiple
life.
things brought me to this question, and that your dad being that actually. What's your favorite record you ever made? Is it your newest music, or is it something sentimental to you from the past? Is it something like the record you just said? You know what I mean? Like, what's your favorite
My
record?
favorite thing that I created, dang, ooh, I never had nobody
And I
ask
know
me that
they are
before.
your babies.
They know
And I
my
ain't
little
telling you to
kids.
neglect, I'm not telling you to neglect not one child. But we got different reasons for different things.
Honestly, I could say the most favorite joint I wrote is the one song on my album is called Pillow Talk because I wrote it for my girl. Because it was like when we first start dating last year, I was like in a heavy mode where I was creating a whole lot of music. I was just pumping that joint out every day, every week.
Working.
Because I work, you know what I mean? I don't tell nobody where I work at on air, but I tell y'all afterwards. So I had my schedule was crazy and whatnot.
Right.
And I met my girl, you know what I'm saying? We had like a crazy connection. So it started inspiring me to write differently. So I wrote Pillow Talk about her. That was for her. That's one of my favorite tracks. And
That
I
opened a new door in your realm too, though.
Yeah.
Then you could take it there.
It was dope. Like,
That's
like
what's up.
I love it. So, like, and it challenged me vocally when I was singing and putting an arrangement together. And I actually made it an intro because I never finished the song, so I made it an intro. But I'm gonna actually finish the song and shoot a video for it.
Dope.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Are you gonna finish this song and make it an outro? Like,
It's an intro on the album.
right. So you
So
gonna
when you
like,
put the whole thing together, how you gonna present that?
right.
I'm gonna just do it in
Just
the
as
video.
the
They
video.
just gonna have to watch the
No, you
video
do
to
it
get
like
the whole
that.
thing.
It's 2020. You could do it however the fuck
You can do whatever you want in 2020.
But I
Damn.
understand they got a little bit. You might want
2019, you can do whatever you want, but 2020,
2020,
ain't even
God,
nobody in
ain't
the
no
labor
rules in
office.
2020.
You can
Okay?
be signed this year and do whatever you want. Ain't nobody in them offices. They don't know.
Ain't no rules for
Right.
2020.
None.
Out the door.
I hate 2020, man.
Listen.
You know what,
Jeez.
man? We blessed to still be here. It feels
Listen.
like survival of the fittest, which seems insensitive, but we knew times like this was going to come. We didn't know they was going to come in this
Like
form.
this.
Unexpected,
Right.
man.
But what we do is we support, we hold down our neighbors, our family, and all of that. We reprioritize, we
Absolutely.
re-strategize, and we build to be greater. Because if you do survive this motherfucker, you want to be prepared.
like a
for the
video
next time.
game.
You want to be prepared for the
It's
next
like
time they
if
tell
you
you
do
not going to the house for
survive.
9 months. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah,
don't want to
man.
be caught off
This
guard
stuff
next
is
time.
crazy.
Like, now that we know this
know
is
what?
possible, new priorities.
You know what? I just thank Christ at the end of the day for keeping me like steadfast through this whole epidemic thing. I think I praise God for not receiving COVID or catching
Right.
any diseases.
I finally admitted to something today that I ain't said this whole time, which is if it wasn't for me having the progressions that I've had and the personal things that I've wanted to do in these last few years, my mindset would have been way different hitting this time right now.
Yeah.
And the blessing is that I have so much to look forward to and so much work to do, and I have to still keep things going
Right.
so much. And going into it, I was aware that it wasn't going to be 2 weeks.
Right.
It was probably going to
You
be
said
the year.
that a long time
said
ago from
that
day one.
super early because I
Maybe
got all
day
the
3.
emails. In
Yeah.
1 week, everything that I was scheduled to do was canceled till August.
Yeah.
And I was like, so this is the people that got to cancel shit now. It's more to come.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when you having events, you talking about sponsors,
sponsorship,
insurances,
right.
all
Yeah.
type of things that like
It's
you
a
got to have that done
process.
early.
Yeah.
So it ain't no picking it back up in June and saying we're going to throw it in July or August. No,
No.
no,
Yeah.
it's over.
It's the
It's over.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
since I wrapped my head around that, I bought the little electric bike. Got some color books with some color pencils.
Them Jones is dope.
You know what I mean? Got hip hop joints, tattoo joints, like
Nice.
cool shit.
Them Jones
Cool
is
stuff.
Just
dope.
like stuff that I knew if I ever got to that point, I'ma just go breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way that I probably haven't allowed myself to in the last 20 years or so because
Wow.
I've been so busy on this wheel we all on.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? I've been through as much as you probably been through in the last few years, even moving around
Yeah.
from place to place. Me too. In the last 15, 20 years, it's been a lot for me. Not for the same reasons,
Right. Right.
but also for the same purpose because we
Right.
still meet at the common bridge.
correct.
You see what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Yeah.
Our experiences brought us here.
Yeah.
So I don't regret any of them. But
None.
my optimism in these times come directly from being able to do things like this. Being able to know that
Amen.
Safia is happy doing this. Being able to know that
Amen.
I have people that I'm giving opportunities to every time that I do this.
Amen,
And the
yeah.
responsibility of the fact that I might neglect that.
Right.
Like I don't want to not have an opportunity, Shell Boog coming on and I'm on some other shit because I'm
Right.
in my bag today.
Right.
And I never would have met you that day.
Period. Yeah.
And I don't reschedule motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't
That's very
expect her to
true.
want to reschedule.
Right.
Like, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna
That's
put that
real.
on you.
That's real.
So it's like the way I operate, like I'm just happy that I was where I was at and I had who I had around me when this happened.
Blessings.
When this happened.
Blessings.
Those is and financially, we decent. We ain't good. But after this, we gonna figure out a way to be great.
Exactly.
Amen.
So
That's what
I
it's
ain't
about,
tripping. Like
the
I said, we
progression.
was just talking about being able to donate to other people.
Period.
That's a blessing.
That's
Sure,
the
absolutely.
type. That's what I'm
That's
into.
the win is in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
a blessing. To be
true.
able to is all we can ask to do. But let's not get too deep, Saf.
No, that was deep because I'm just appreciating even like you were saying like you hate 2020 and I kind of do too, but at the same time I'm appreciating the blessings too. Like I'm
Yeah.
still here. You know, my kids is healthy. I'm
Yeah.
still getting to $1.
Yeah.
You know, everything didn't stop for me. So
Blessings.
although you know we rumbling because I really feel like I'm rumbling right now. Like I don't know what round I'm in. I think we
I don't
going.
think nobody
Nobody
knows.
what they fighting.
This shit
We
feel
don't
like
even
it's
know
like
if it's
15.
jujitsu, MMA, boxing. We don't even know who
Yo.
we fighting.
No, I don't.
We just know we can't breathe like we used to. We out of
The
breath.
mask is like the mask is another level for me. You know what I'm saying? Just to have something covering my face.
Yo, I just went to the gym
You know how much
for the first
symbolism
time.
comes through this though, and you know how much art is going to come out of this.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, this is we'll
can
have
see
a
in the
whole
beginning
nother
of it.
renaissance. I've been saying that since March. We're gonna have
Yeah.
a whole nother renaissance when this is over.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to everything artistic. What people write about the experience, what they captured during
Because
these
you know
times.
why? Because people were first forced to be isolated to create. If you're a creator,
Yep.
that space was forced for you to be isolated to create something
Or you had
great.
the opportunity to get out there and get some shit you wasn't gonna get before.
I'm gonna
Right.
keep it a band with you. this pandemic throughout here, I started shooting videos in the pandemic. That taught myself how to be a videographer in the pandemic. I studied it, and I remember, it's so funny how, like, you ever look at your Facebook posts, the memories that come up on your timeline. I remember in 2018, I was talking about, I want to be a videographer. I'm about to get this camera. I'm searching for cameras, and now I'm actually doing it. So
how did you teach yourself?
No, hold on. Before we get to how you taught yourself, what was the excuse for you not doing it before, and what changed?
The excuse was I was in my own way. That
wasn't a reason. That was an excuse.
Yeah, I was in my own way. That was the real. That's the real answer.
We gotta be clear.
Yeah, I was in my own way the way.
See, I know she know herself, so I asked.
Because if I don't if I don't admit that I wasn't in my own way, I'm not taking accountability for what I've lacked doing in the past. You feel me? Taking accountability is a form of growing. So I was and I've been in my own way for a long time. I just recently decided to get out of my way because my connection with God allowed me to, because I kept getting prophesized over my life. And I'm like, if God telling me that he's opening a realm for me to do these things, why am I not doing these things? It don't make sense. So let me put some momentum forward and create and do the things. And I don't even know where I'm creating from at this point. I just know I need to create because that's what God said do.
Right.
And now I'm doing it. So now with that small portion of door that opened for me to create, the pandemic hit, I got isolated. Then it forced me to create even more. So the output was more and more and more and more. And then I said, oh, by the way, I'm going to release an album. That was a last minute decision. That wasn't a decision that me being in my own way, to get back to that. I was talking about that in 2018. I was in a bad relationship at the time. That didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? And I allowed myself to get back in my own way and built this wall up. You know what I'm saying? To not create.
People in their walls.
You feel me? So now when I finally decided to say, hey, look, I'm just going to do what God told me to do. Just be obedient and do it. Because sometimes, like, you'll get, and I'm not trying to get churchy or preachy or whatever, but, like, this is what God, like, I'm in a relationship with Jesus Christ. Like, I get spoke over me all the time when I go to church. I don't even be expecting it. They be like, yo, you, come here. It's like God be having something to tell me. And sometimes, that's why I feel like I can't miss church on Sundays, because I be feeling like, yo, if I don't go, I can't get something that God is trying to give to me. Like, I feel like I'm not going to be in alignment if I don't go. You feel what I'm saying? If I miss it, I'm not going to, you feel me? So, like, just me creating and me making an album, it's just like last minute. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do an album. I did it. And I pushed through. Majority of the album was done. Them songs was from 2018, 2019.
Oh, I'm in a similar situation right now myself.
Done.
Somebody
I went to the studio to record
ready.
3 songs with an engineer. By the way, shout out to Prince Alexander, my guy. That's my homie, Rotation Records.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Rotation, too.
Yeah. Went to go do 3 songs with him. Boom, album was done. You feel me? So I was like, now I'm finally getting out my own way. Now it's time for me to grind. Because since the album is done, you're not finished when the album done. Now the marketing campaign begins. Now you got to network yourself. Now you got to make yourself known to let people know who you are. You got to promote. You got to shoot a video. You know, it's all of these things that come into play in being an artist. I feel for the artist because, honestly, I don't really want to be the artist. I'm only the artist because it's only a way for me to showcase to get in the door. Then I want to be an A&R. Right, like, that's what I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to be an A&R because I want to help other artists. My mindset is executive producing constantly. I'm always looking, I'm always coming up with ideas for the artists and to allow them to showcase and bring out their creativity and their passions. That's what I get to thrive off of.
That's my shit.
Me personally, I know, like, God gave me this gift. I could create any given time, any day I want to. So therefore, and I'm not taking that for granted, but it's just like, I know it's never going to leave me because it's a part of my DNA. You feel me? It's part of my DNA. It's never going to leave me.
You done did it this long.
I didn't did it this long.
You done went through every form
of fashion. So now I feel like I need to be in a position to help other people, because I feel like there's a lot of talented artists that's being overlooked because of what somebody got to say, or a person that has the power to turn or switch on and off to make a judgment decision of anything. And if I can help it, I can help. You know what I mean? That's the position I want to be in. That's why I learned how to engineer and record and shoot videos. Like, I can manage your artists right now if I want to, but it's going to take energy away from me.
A third of the budget.
It's going to take energy away from me and me getting in the door, because the faster I get in the door, the faster I can help other people.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, I told you on Friday, you going to get everything you looking for.
Amen.
You know what I mean? You're
Amen.
gonna get all of that. And shoot, you just gave your testimony right here.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, because at the end of the day, we live in an age where, and you somebody that has a great support system. First of all, let me support out all the boogies. If you a boogie, I fucks with you. When she was on my show, the Glock line was going crazy.
Yeah,
The comments was
lit.
going crazy on the YouTube. They are promoting, co-signing, they researching every word we said. She said, I think my rock album's still out there. They said, I just looked it up. It's still on such and such. This the link. I'm talking about in 2 minutes. You'd have thought she had her whole staff on the internet helping my staff.
Right.
Like, yo, they ain't gonna do it. We got you.
Right.
But it was like, this is her support. This is real support. And it's crazy because I mentioned you yesterday. I was at the Platte, and shout out to Double D. Bumped into Double D. And Double D, Gilly manager long back in the day,
Nice.
OG of mine, helped me early in my career. As soon as he found out I was doing anything music related, he started making phone calls for me.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
nice.
He ain't had to hear nothing. He was like, well, that's what I know some people, and that's what he do.
Nice.
So he was asking me
Blessings.
what I had going on with the pod, and I'm like, well, I got somebody dope coming through this week, Shell Boog. I just met her recently. She dope. She got a lot of support. Now, the first thing that he thought when I said support was followers. And I knew when I said it, like the way it landed in his response, like his face, I'm like, hold up, before you get to that, I'm talking about real support. People that call in, tap in, share, things like that.
Yeah.
Like promote, like not followers. Because if you ask me how many followers she had, I probably couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? I never look at people's page and judge them by followers. Now, I might look at your followers for different things. You know what I look at followers for? Follower disparity. When you follow 2 people or you follow 20,000 people more than follow you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those things is, like, weird to me. Those are oddities. But those jump out. I don't have to look for those. I
'cause
see
that's
those
just
when
an
I come on
obvious
your
thing
page.
that comes out.
But I don't judge people's support by their following. We see a lot of people like to watch train wrecks, but they wouldn't buy a T-shirt or a ticket to the venue for the same people that got 5 million followers.
Right.
Yeah, that's true, man.
But I literally was just talking about you and your support team. What you call them? Y'all ain't got a name yet?
Nah.
Boogies.
I like the boogies.
The boogies. The boogies.
I like the boogies.
The shells. No,
I like
I gotta
the
figure
the
something.
boogies is hard. Cause
I like
boogie
the
mean get down.
It do.
The boogies.
Boogies is hard, but no, like they ride hard for you. But it's funny because
It's better than boogers.
even
the
with
boogers.
no,
No,
we
I
never called them
I
the
like the
boogers.
boogies.
The boogies is the,
The
shit.
boogies.
The
But
boogies,
no. Well, you know what? They
boogie,
gonna vote on
boogie,
this in the
boogie.
comments when they see it anyway. They probably
You
already
already
done told us
tuned
on the
in.
live. But at the end of the day, like, it's respectable, and it's something that like is curated by her energy, by her traveling and going multiple places, and instead of making enemies, making connections.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was going to get to that in regards to you moving around a lot. I think that has in any age, any regard, whenever you have to go into different places, you have to learn how to communicate.
You gotta do that shit when you go to a new school in your neighborhood, the same
That's
city.
what I'm,
Like for real.
for sure. But she already
Like I
mentioned
knock somebody out.
that she done been all around. So being in different places in different areas, you already have to be able to finagle and get in certain rooms.
And hold on, I'm not discrediting her. I'm
If you
saying
don't stop
like
cutting me off.
my bad. I'm just saying
'Cause I'm
how
holding one in my. You know, I got one in my Rolodex.
I'm just saying that what she did is even bigger than that, because if you was in your own neighborhood, you had to go.
That's
through
what I
that.
said.
That's what I was saying. I wasn't trying to downplay. Go ahead.
Guess what?
My
I
bad.
said
Go
that
ahead.
already.
No, I was just making sure.
But anyway.
I didn't want it to make it sound like I was discrediting her.
Nah, you good, bro.
Go ahead.
Never could you sound like that. You've been showing us so much love.
All right, cool.
But what I was saying was, since I got thrown off my train wreck, now I don't even goddamn remember.
You said that since you've been.
No, but about communications and establishing relationships is really important to to know how to communicate.
Right. Yes.
Establish relationships and maintain those relationships.
Maintenance.
That's what's important. I feel like with all of the things that you've been faced with and all of the different places you've been, you've learned to master that. You had to have, because you wouldn't be able to do all the things that you do and diversify all of your talents. And what I was going to say was in my Rolodex was, you said we have a lot of time. The coronavirus gave us time to sit down, if you're creative, to do that creative, to do whatever you're blessed with. However, you also said that you learned to do something. You taught yourself how to do something that you never did before.
Yeah.
And what I wanted you to speak on is how you did that, because a lot of people are in those same places that want to do something. I want to do this shit too. So I would love for you to speak on that.
So basically,
YouTube, grab the camera.
It was a YouTube University.
Because
there's nothing wrong with YouTube.
It was
It's
part
not.
of that, but it was more so. I mean, my girl had a camera, and
See,
because
it's
my
about
girl,
access. I always talk about resources.
my
and
girl had a
access.
camera, and she travels a lot. She's a.
this story.
She travels a lot. She's lived outside of the country, all the everything.
Good.
So she's had a camera the entire time we were together. And she told me, but it didn't dawn on me. But when I picked it up and I started playing around with it, it was just like real simple. So one day I shot like a blog. She was like, how the heck I didn't even know my camera could do that. So it was just me exploring the device, looking it up, watching tutorials on it.
Right.
Learning what aperture was, learning what ISO was, white balance, learning what shutter speed was, learning what all these things was, learning the settings on the camera,
Right.
learning lighting, learning the audio, just looking,
So it's just literally playing with it, where you
playing
just playing with it, trial and
playing
error.
with it and
I
looking
like
at
trial and error.
yeah, playing with it, looking at videos, knowing what I needed to learn, asking other people around me that did it, that do it. What should I need? What is the important things I need to know? Can I go on set with you? Can I watch you?
I'm coming for
shoot?
you. I'm going to ask you all these questions, sis.
Can I watch you? Can I watch you shoot? Can I watch how you do your camera? What stabilizer I need to get? Blah 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 blah. And once I start learning those things, God opened up the door to me, and I went to church, and I started talking to my pastor, and I was like, because I was shooting on my phone. I was shooting his sermons on my phone, and I would
Did he
load
know
them
you
up.
were shooting them?
Yeah, he knew.
Okay.
My pastor real cool.
Okay.
So I was shooting his videos on my phone, and I'm talking to him after service, and we're just chilling, and he like, yo, and I'm like telling him, I'm like, yeah, pass out, I'm trying to get the camera. I got a camera. He's like, what you need? He bought me a stabilizer.
Oh, that's dope.
He invested in me. He bought me a stabilizer, bought me lights, bought me a heart. He bought me all of this stuff. He was like, look, just whatever you need, send it to me. I'll
Right.
get it. Send it to me. I'll get it. I sent him a whole bunch of stuff, and he bought it for
Best
me.
wish list ever, right?
And he bought it for
Better
me.
than Christmas.
Listen, and my pastor is like the best person. Pastor Michael Brown, JITB Ministries.
I was
He's
going to tell you
that-
about your
no.
church because you've been
JITB
The
mentioning
funny thing
Ministries.
is, her pastor one of my lawyers.
Really?
It's my guy.
Oh,
It's
wow.
Yeah.
my guy. I
He's-
just seen
he's-
him week ago.
He's the bomb, like real
It's my
talk.
guy.
And he invested in me and bought a majority of my stuff, like my starting kit. So I was just like, yo,
Shout out Propane.
true. Shout out Propane. That's Pastor Mike, brother. Absolutely. So that's how I really got started. I was like, well, let's get it popping. I came to church next Sunday with a stabilizer. I was getting it rocking.
You want to know who was in the comments on YouTube when she was on Fly Day?
Pastor.
Yes. He shouting me out. I'm like, word, salute. He like, this your lawyer. I'm like, I know.
That's what's up.
So
No,
yeah,
that's my
so
guy.
that's what it was.
He
So
supports her 100.
then I just start, because my pastor, he's like, I'm very close with my pastor, like, you know what I'm saying? He's my spiritual father. So like, I go to him for guidance for everything. So I just start shooting at church on Sundays, and then I wound up getting my first client, actual music video, boom, and then it just took off. From that point, it just took off. And I was like, S-Book Films. I started getting left and right. Video here, video here,
So as you
video here.
gained to know how the opportunity became evident.
Absolutely.
See? But you know what's
Absolutely.
funny? And I wanted to say this.
But just studying, it's just as
Knowing
important.
How
Just-
does it feel to know that you created a lot of your own walls and went
Ooh.
past those? When there was a time where you looked at them as they was something that was beyond you.
Right.
Yeah, like it was
To
beyond my
go
control.
past those walls so many ways. How does that, like, what do you take from that?
It's a lesson more so than anything. That it's just a lesson that I've learned. I've learned how to. My first thing is me learning to understand that I was in my own way, and to identify that's what that was. And once I understood what it was, it allowed me to step out of my way.
Okay.
Just step in a lot of other ways. Because it's like you can't do it overnight. It's just the art of allowing. That's
I
what it
think
really
that's my
is. It's the
wall.
art of allowing
Me too.
things.
I'm
I
sitting
think
here.
no, because like I'm constantly trying to convince
She's
people
resonating to me
to
like a
get out
bug.
of their own way.
Yeah.
I'm constantly trying to distinguish between reasons and excuses.
But you know what? That
Right.
part, that portion of being in your own way is it's a fear demon.
Mhm.
That's what it is. It's
But
a
I
fear
come from
demon
being
that you
highly
created.
insecure as a kid, like super insecure. Like I thought about shit
Me too.
that was driving me crazy.
Shit,
that
as a child and an adult.
looking back
Yeah.
on it makes no sense. Like I was
But
worried
it's
about if somebody cared about how I walked in from recess.
Yo, if you beat insecurity
Like
before
I was
adulthood,
worried
you
about
winning.
some kind of shit.
Yo.
I'm gonna keep it G. You kind of probably was there when you probably seen the turning point for me at some point.
I did.
Like, but at some
And you're
point
absolutely
I
right.
said,
You
"Fuck
beat it
that."
before me.
Yeah,
It's too much stress.
it's too much.
And as soon as I did that, everybody started worrying about what I was doing. It was like how you said.
You shifted the energy.
But guess what?
How you said when you took that wall down, everything opened up.
Yeah.
It was like as soon as I acclimated myself to, like I had that by myself meeting, like we ain't getting upset over this shit no more. We
Please.
ain't worried about that no more. You
Right,
know,
right,
in
right.
the kid form. When I had that meeting, after that, within the next year, I noticed a shift in energy towards me, and it validated.
Because you remove the aspect of fear. That's all it be is fear. Fear is imagined. Like I watched this Will Smith movie. I can't remember the name. It's called After Earth, and it's a line
yeah,
that he
with him
said
and
it
his
was
son.
very profound in there.
With Jaden, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
He said there's a difference between fear and danger.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's definitely a difference.
He said it's a difference. He said fear is something that you make up yourself. Danger is something you can feel. That's real. That you know is present.
And guess who acronym I love? And I'm mad, but facing everything again. What's fear?
Fear versus love.
Yeah, because his acronym toward it was
Yeah.
dope.
Face everything and rise.
Yeah, face everything and
Think
rise.
But
Yeah.
the
So
cra-
in reaction to having a fear, you face it and rise.
Yeah, for
and the
sure.
crazy thing is, I talked to one of my youngins recent, and they
Shout out to Blue
compared
and Lovers.
they compare how I used to move to how I move now.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, so why you ain't this? Why you ain't that? Why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? And we ain't gonna get into details. But I'm on some shit like, cause I don't feel pressure.
Right.
I don't. It's like
Right.
what you said. It's a difference between fear and danger. I've been scared before. I've been in danger before.
Mm-hmm.
Danger is equated to pressure in my head, like real pressure. Like
Right.
gotta worry about my mom.
Imminent danger, like something's
Pressure.
critical about
You
to
see what I'm
happen.
saying?
Like yeah.
that kind
Fear
of
is you
shit.
scared of something that may or may not even be there.
You're
you don't even know
creating
what's going
something.
on.
You
Like,
you created it before it even happened. So you
Exactly.
trying to manifest
But-
something negative.
That's
Right.
what, and it brings us back full circle to what I keep reiterating about being somebody that is introspective, that cares about what drives you and figuring out
Absolutely.
what motivates you, because you realize how to find the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you don't know yourself, you put it all in the same bag as an excuse,
Period.
or you make it a reason when it's really an excuse. You need to figure out the difference between excuses and reasons
Yeah.
as a person.
That's dope.
As a person.
I'll take that. I need
Yeah.
that right
Okay, well, let's do that. You know what I mean?
And my Gatorade to
Yeah,
y'all.
one for Boog. And the boogies.
And the boogies.
now. I like the boogies. I'm like the
I
boogies.
named y'all, and I love
I
y'all.
like the bugs, the boogies. Nah, I like the boogies. The
Like the
boogies,
boogies,
is
the
decent.
bugs, the boogies. Yeah.
Nah,
I don't know. Y'all vote on it.
y'all there.
Yeah.
We already know y'all in the
Listen,
building.
they don't miss
Yo,
nothing.
y'all in the building.
yo.
But it's so crazy. Shout out to Cousin West. Like I said, like
Shout out.
she adopted now. Like you don't understand.
Right. Wes
got-
was with us too. When we said we was in elementary and middle, we was all
He was
together.
there.
Wow.
We lost John together. You see what I'm saying? Like I was there.
Wow.
Like they're there.
They're there.
They're there.
That's crazy.
Asking. I
That's
wasn't at the house. I was there every day after.
That's crazy, man.
You
wow.
see what I'm saying? And like all of that. And that's my brother. We call each other cousins, but that's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like anybody he
We
cares
definitely
about
fam.
gets a nod from me. And I had already met you. So you good.
Wow.
Good.
So you her cousin too.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Like,
Fam, fam.
You just met your other cousin just now.
That's
And
crazy.
you ain't even know it. But I let people chop it up.
You know, I
first.
haven't talked to my
before I-
cousin.
before I-
you know what's crazy? I haven't talked to my cousin. He just, he be doing his own thing. He
Oh, yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah.
So I ain't talked
Yeah.
to him in a
Yeah,
minute.
we know.
So when I
Right.
seen him, he was like, "Yo, that's my little cousin."
He went crazy on the yo. He hit somebody else. He hit Friday post. It was like this going on right now, and it was over already. Like he was going to slide. Like he was going to
I'm
say
sure he
slide.
wasn't far either.
But I bump into him. I see him downtown. I see him in West Philly. I be seeing him in the streets usually.
That's crazy.
And I used to see him in
man.
bars. I don't
haven't
see
seen
him in bars that much.
years.
But no, Wes.
That's crazy.
I mean, you want to talk about one of the people in my life that got my heart? Like,
Yeah.
really, like,
Wes is definitely.
I love Wes.
Yes.
Like, he'll get excited. Yo, I saw your mom, and he's going nuts after he see my mom. And
Because
it's
she just told
like,
me she saw him.
and I'm like, she just told me, bro.
Yo,
And
even his mom
it's
told
love.
me she saw
Like,
Wes. That's how much love it is. I saw
Wow.
his mom and she told me she saw Wes.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy,
different
man.
on our side. But what I do want to do right now, since we about 45 and so, explain to your cousin what you do
So it was
in
something
your
that,
lineage.
Yeah, so it was something that. So you said, I think was it in 4th grade that you were in journalism?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, y'all know that resonates with me because it's really interesting because I have On the Scene magazine, which is a positive platform. It's a digital magazine.
Nice.
Dedicated to positivity. So we're a lifestyle magazine, but everything is from a positive perspective, right? But I got into media because my dad had the Philadelphia New Observer, which
I
was a
remember that.
positive. See,
Everybody remember the
See,
New
that was
Observer.
a positive platform newspaper, and then
I
his dad
remember
had the
that.
Observer, and then his dad had the Washington Observer. So I'm the 4th generation, directly 4th generation editor and publisher.
Wow, that's deep.
And
That's
even
deep.
further, my grandmom's a direct descendant of William Lloyd Garrison, who had the the Liberator, which was the most influential newspaper dedicated to the abolition of slavery.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like generations.
You are like in the
into
lineage
this.
generations of journalism,
Absolutely.
like at this core.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
So when you
for
said
all
you
of
found
y'all,
your
when I'm
passion-
bigging people up, I be undershooting it. Let me please, like all I'm telling you about these ladies, please believe it's bigger than when I say yo, she dope.
That's
you know what I mean?
crazy.
Right.
Wow.
I can't speak for
important
them.
When you said you found your passion and purpose, like that's really my passion and purpose. Like before I made a single dollar is what I knew I needed to do. People always, I get in arguments. I'm very aggressive. I'm definitely alpha female. When I get in arguments about people saying positivity don't sell, sex sells. Like, listen, no. What we need, look, I give you what you need and what you
But what
want.
happens to
Right.
the people that wants positivity while y'all selling sex? They just don't got shit to look at.
I was just talking about this on another
I don't
podcast
understand.
about
Y'all going hard.
how they sexualize females
Shout the podcast out.
in the industry.
We show
Hood
podcast love.
Genius, man.
Yeah,
Hood
shout out
Genius.
Hood Genius,
I
man.
was
We
just
show
on
podcast
Hood Genius,
love on this
and
show.
I was talking about the sexualization of women in the industry. And then, I remember when I was a feminine woman, man, I was pursuing music. How they were trying to sexualize
I was
me.
going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you
Yeah.
about that. That's funny. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I was a super femme, like when I first started doing music, but I wasn't out. I was living a heterosexual
Sure.
lifestyle at that time. So I never liked the fact that they tried to sexualize me and make me this sex goddess, sex, talk about. And I'm just like, bruh, why can't I just wear like camouflage
Whatever
and
the fuck I want.
Timbs
No,
and
I got two
a
homegirls
belly
that went
shirt
through that.
and a
tried to make
backwards
one-
cap? Like,
They tried to make one act straight, and I have another one that they tried to make act neutral.
yeah, it's real.
And they took away exactly where the goal was with
Right.
the artists that they were acting like
But
they
that,
cared
but that's
about.
what they do
Because
though.
let these people be them. They already dope, and they got a following without shit none of that.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
You
saying?
say
They getting
anything
bags. They
without
go to
any
the
of your
rooms
meddling.
like.
So the
Ugh.
fact that she was talking about how you positivity versus promoting sex is like positivity is always going to win. You know what I'm saying? I think sex is just that module that they always go to
It's
because
the car crash.
it's like, all right, well, we knew
momentary.
this
For
worked
what,
with
though?
this
Like-
artist. We knew this worked for this
You don't
artist,
learn
this artist,
anything
and this
from
artist.
that. You don't gain anything from that. You get entertained by
And
it
my
for a
listen,
moment.
this is
It's
my thing.
sensationalized.
Yes.
That's my thing. If that's what they want to do, I don't have nothing.
That's right. Do what you want to do, but guess what? And that's why I argue for it. Let me.
I
tell
don't
you.
feel like you should push that agenda on all women though.
on anybody.
Or anybody.
That's
On
how I started
anybody.
this. I
Yeah.
said, what happens to the people that want to see positive shit?
Yeah.
They don't
Because
have
guess
no
what? Men are
outlets.
being sexualized as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do it to
even
me
from
every
the,
day,
from
baby.
the- No, I'm saying even from the Old Spice commercial. Even think about the Old Spice
like it?
commercial. Even from the Old Spice commercial, like men are even faced with sexuality as well, and I just feel like nobody
true.
needs to be subjected to
That's
it.
true.
And I feel like where I come from is a basis of positivity, from entertainment, from sports to fashion, education.
Her personality is young Angie Martinez.
I get
But
the vibes.
her background is young Lisa Thomas Lawrence.
Shout out
I
to
get,
Angie.
You know what
I
I
get
mean?
those
Like-
Angie
Thomas
Martinez vibes.
Shout out to Angie Martinez and Lisa Thomas Lurie. I've definitely looked up to
She
both
gonna
of
get
them.
their favorite aunt in a minute. They don't even know it.
Look, they are my favorite aunties already. You don't even know.
I'm talking about you gonna be their favorite aunt in a minute. Like people that seeing you come up now, like you right there. Your energy is love,
Yeah, man.
and that's what it's about.
Ow.
But
But
go
no,
ahead.
but it's really important to be positive though, because I feel like that's enrichment. I feel like you can't get anywhere without it. I feel like when you talked about you first learned your girl had the camera. I talk about every pod about resource and access.
Yes.
And you probably would have found that way to get that camera. But guess what?
You had it.
Having that camera.
Having that
that
camera
bitch.
help.
Leads to my other knowing is half the fucking battle, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite joints, and knowing is half the battle. You had that camera. You knew that you wanted
Yeah.
to pursue that.
Yeah.
And had that camera moved you to
I
further
be
to that
quoting
process.
you a lot too now.
Oh, shout out to my bro. You ain't never said that one.
No, cause like I done got into favorite quote conversations and stuff lately. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, and your quote come up sometime.
Nice.
Cause
Because
you know
it's
mine
important.
is know your place in the struggle. That's
Right.
my main one.
And guess what? And knowing is half the battle in that, ain't it?
That's true.
So
that's
how
true.
it kind
That's
of
why we
happens.
Goddamn.
That's how it happens, bud.
Goddamn.
I
how
don't
I
be
have
what to jock a swag, but it be
That's
like,
how
my
I
y'all need
go.
to be saying some shit that's
You need
fly
to be
too.
saying that shit.
For real though, that's real rap though. So it's funny because I was sitting back and listening to you, and a lot of the things that you said, I already was going to ask.
Wow.
And so I was waiting. I'm like, damn, it done came full circle.
Nigga, I let her talk for 15 minutes straight. She
Listen.
was hitting every point.
Hit every point. I was mad at my bro for cutting me off, but for the simple fact that you said what I needed to hear, I was like, shit,
No, but
I ain't even mad no more. Like, listen,
the twist be
Blessings.
like in my
I'm
head.
in my own way. Like
Yeah.
I received everything that you said. Like
Blessings,
you
listen.
said a lot. Like
I-
you said a lot.
Now,
You know
Dig-
what?
Look, we live. But
I try to talk from a place where I talk from my heart chakra. So it's like when I'm talking, that's like pure energy that's coming and radiating from me when I'm talking. You know what I mean? And I feel like my grandmama always told me that if you don't have nothing, if only strong words come from wise people.
say
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
Say that.
Only strong words come from
You know
wise
what's
people.
crazy? My OG said this back in the day when Biggie was, you know, on the he was the man. He said something about Big reminds me of the elders in the tribes in Africa that only speak when there's fire lit drums playing
And they
all
telling
that.
the story.
And they'll tell you the entire history of the tribe all the way back to origination. And when they speak, everybody listens.
Yep.
Speak with purpose.
He always told a story, and they
Speak
were
with
storytellers.
purpose. And it's just we come from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's part of us. Like even doing it to a drum. It's
Yeah,
part of
it's
us.
part of us, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's ill. But like part of like the reason that I keep interjecting when you talk, because I really want y'all to talk. So I just be wanting to say something and get out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
I
you
just
can't
want
do that.
ad lib real quick, man. I'm used to being in the booth. I got an ad lib.
listen.
But no, I definitely think that a secret that Shell don't know is that I don't even do, you know, I know a bunch of artists. I don't even have artists on the pod like that.
Wow. That's
You know
crazy.
why? Because we got to talk for an hour or some more straight.
Right.
And you can't, you know what I'm
Have
saying?
some
You know what I
substance.
mean? Me to
And you
death.
can't
Some
hold a
context.
conversation because a lot of these artists they are not in tune and they can't hold conversation because they haven't been through nothing.
Or they freeze on camera as if they're not
Anxiety.
performing.
For me, it's maybe a lack of substance as well.
That too.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
for me,
that's what a lot
important.
of it.
We could talk.
Important for
We
me.
probably
lot
could have
of it.
talked an hour straight about whatever initiatives, projects, and everything you had on a round today with her interjecting and me interjecting in between. That's content.
You led. Absolutely.
That's content. And we didn't even do that. We bounced around and because I like to keep it conversational. For
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
that's never seen this pod before, this is actually to teach the art of conversation. Even if we cut each other off, it's a way to do that. It's a way to do that. And there's a way to receive that. But also know that you got to give people their time to get their shit off.
Absolutely.
But some shit ain't worth it.
But guess what? You know what? You know what? You're great at this as well too because we have good people. So I can't say it's been on this platform. I know in my experience, I've had interviews where or seen people who don't like you've given so like he said I let it go for 15 minutes because she was going. Some people just no, like they have no substance. They have no
None, no-
nothing. To
Tell me about your project. Yo,
It's coming out Friday.
It's
Let's
called
go.
We Heating the Streets Up.
Out Friday.
Who produced on it? Shit.
We had a lot of people.
I had a couple
Niggas.
people on there, John. Shout out to my man Pookie.
Yo, look out for that. Look out for the video. Shout him up. We was on the block with it. All gangsters.
Stop it.
It's
I be
terrible,
like,
man.
That's what we shouting out. The
Yo,
one that's gonna
it's-
get everybody indicted.
Bruh, it's
I
terrible.
feel like the Smurder video.
Listen.
Don't do that.
It's terrible. You know what's crazy? My brother used to mock interview me because he was trying.
See?
He was trying to gear me up as a teenager. When I
I
started
fucks
rapping,
with your brother, yo.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he knew what it was.
he was trying he was my
and he believed.
yeah.
He was your early
He
A&R.
still do.
No,
He was your early
believed
A&R,
early.
yo.
If he was
Yeah.
training you for media,
That artistry and repertoire, he was
Yeah.
doing that. Like,
I used
yo.
to act.
Yeah.
And when you go to these auditions or you go to these agents or you go to these classes, they used to tell you, put a camera on in your house and just do shit in front of it and just get comfortable with being
Yeah.
in front of
Yep.
the camera.
Just get comfortable.
Him doing a mock interview with you is equivalent to that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
A cold
He
read.
knew.
He was your
He
original
knew.
A&R, yo.
Yeah.
He knew.
Like real talk, like he used to sit and do like mock interviews with me, and he would ask me questions like that. He said they're gonna ask you questions like this. You gotta be sharp. You gotta be. I was like 17, 18 years old.
Most important thing to know is that you
And
don't
knowing
have
is
to
half the
answer
battle.
anything
Yep.
that you don't want to know. Anything you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer.
Period.
How you handle
But you know
it
what's
is
crazy?
the thing.
Right.
I answer everything
Mm-hmm.
because I'm honest.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm
But
gonna
I mean-
have one of them publicists that's gonna be like,
But
nah,
guess what?
we.
But
No,
guess
but you know
One of
what?
my
You
lines
might
is-
go through a tragedy one day and had to do something that same day, and they might have found out about it 5 minutes before you walk in that room. You don't have to speak to that.
But guess what? You know what? Also,
You
one of
see
my
what
other
I'm
lines
saying?
is my mother always said, "It's not what you say, it's how you say it."
It's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
It's how you say it. That's
I
real,
respect.
man.
First of all, I'm not trying to drill nobody, ever. And I've had multiple different kinds of platforms. I had FM radio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on internet radio. I have my own platform. I do things for other people that's videotaped and recorded. But at the same time, I'm not here to embarrass or drill anyone. I'm gonna ask you things. I'm gonna be very responsible in how I ask them, but I'm gonna also be vague in how I ask them because I don't want to tell you how to answer them.
Period. Yeah. Period. Yeah.
One of the first things we discussed when we started this was over asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes people talk themselves out of the best answer they could have got.
Yep.
Yeah. Or they're
You
not.
see-
Or they're not listening to the person while they
Active
talking.
You
listening
trying
is
to
very
dictate.
important.
I'm real good at that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, cause I'm a lot of times when people are talking, I may like look away, but you may think I'm not listening, but it's a form of listening to me because I'm absorbing it while you're talking.
I'm that way too.
I'm absorbing it while you're talking. So therefore, a person might think, oh, because I'm not looking at you in your face,
Eyeball
then
to
I'm not
eyeball.
listening. But no, like when I look away, I'm feeling the energy
digesting
and I'm
it.
listening at the
Mhm.
same time. You feel me? So the art of listening is so important. And I feel like a lot of times if the artists, they don't have anything to talk about when they come on these platforms is because really they haven't been through anything. And I'm not saying that they don't have no girth to their personality.
Or they
It's-
may not know how to express anything that they really was.
they're
through-
emotionally
they went through.
disturbed. They can't express. You know what I'm saying? They're like with those you know, because I know a couple of my homies, they'd be like, you won't get a word out of these niggas. Like,
And there's a part of people where you got some people that everything they've been through is dark. And we're not really going to talk about no dark stuff on this
Yeah.
platform. It's
right.
None of mine really, because even with the times that my shit
going-
premiered, my crowd ain't trying to be dark. We trying
Right.
to enjoy, learn,
Period.
build, grow, things like that.
Right.
While we still, before we get too tired.
Yeah.
Not to mention a lot of almost every single guest that we've had that I've been here and I've been on, like 90% of them have said this is like, if not the most, one of the most, and most I don't even think they said one of the most. They said this was the most comfortable platform they've ever been on.
Oh, for sure.
They didn't even say one of the most. I had to retract. Like, they didn't even say one of the most.
Yeah.
They always like, yo,
Well,
y'all
the
made me
one of the
feel
most
full.
came from a couple people said between glocawearradiostation and this.
Okay, but
yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same
So for
shit.
that, I can't
Yeah,
even.
same
we
shit.
Can't
can't-
even-
It's
it's
all
all
the
in the
same
same
shit,
category.
Right.
'Cause it's the
so we
same
make
thing.
But I
people
know
feel
what you're talking
comfortable.
about.
We make people feel comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, like you said, you're not here to hound people. I'm not here to pry.
Yeah.
And I'm an asshole. I'm funny as fuck.
He
Trust
ain't
me.
never lied.
Like, but I'm not
Yeah,
here
I'm
to
an asshole.
do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to have fun with people, not at their expense.
Yeah.
You see
For
what I'm
sure,
saying?
for
Because
sure.
we can recycle that.
For sure.
If I have fun at your expense, we can't recycle that.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna come back and
Exactly.
do it again.
It's a one-stop shop.
You gonna go platinum next week. I'm gonna be like, shit. You know I'm here for you, baby. I was here last week.
I was
You
here
gonna be
last week,
like, motherfucker.
right.
You one of the motherfuckers I'm not coming to see.
Right.
No, but I
Wendell Williams ass nigga.
But no, part of the reason that you see a lot of entertainers with pods and that's doing media winning is because we understand what you go through. I've been in your seat before. I've been you having to go into an interview not knowing who gonna be there, whatever.
What they gonna talk about? What they gonna ask me?
What they know about me, if they care about me. You know what I mean? All of
Right.
that. And I've been impressed. I've been let down. I've been misled. I've had people say, well, yeah, y'all can smoke. Do your thing. And it's 2 of us. I light a L, you light a L, and the whole building come downstairs like, God damn, who down there? Now I'm not comfortable smoking. Like, I thought it was hip hop.
Right.
And I don't want to make it about weed, but I'm just saying in certain situations where it's like you're misled.
Right.
Into like they want you there for whatever reason, but it's not conducive or they're not being honest with you, and it's strange.
Yeah.
That's why I said I don't interview people. I talk to them. I had conversations with people.
Yeah.
If you do 20 interviews for your rollout, then they're gonna ask you the same questions.
A lot of times, yeah.
And I guarantee 5 times out of 15.
I got 2 more interviews after this. I'm going to New York for thisis50.com.
Word. Salute to that. Congratulations. That's a big deal.
Yeah, DJ Thorough.
Make sure you send me the link. You know,
got you, bro.
I'll share all your shit. I'm big at sharing stuff in the story, and I don't always tag people because it's like I said, I don't do it for that. You don't have to know that I'm promoting.
Right.
But somebody gonna tell you they seen you on my shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of them type of things.
So
but let me know.
I got a couple interviews coming up after this, and I'm about to shoot my video for Ride the Wave with Prince Alexander. We're gonna shoot that, John.
Where you shooting at, Arizona?
I was about to ask that.
I don't even know. We just
I was just about to ask
you gotta ask her where which hometown you shooting it in.
It's Arizona.
You going everywhere?
I ain't never been to Arizona.
You might be for that one.
How the shit?
No, but I mean, you done been
time to
around,
go.
so your connections could be anywhere. Like I had even years ago when I was light in the industry, I had a lady, actually a white lady, Carrie. Shout out to Carrie, that used to get me venues, nice venues. Like I had strip clubs for free for 4 hours.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I've had
to do whatever.
So no, I done had people like before I was even really into this shit like this, like Lady Carrie, white lady, cool lady. She got me a strip club for one of my videos for 4 hours for free.
Wow.
Until this day, the general manager lady that she loved me. I go in there, we all have a ball on me, and it ain't on me.
Right,
you know what I mean? That type shit. Like it's
That's
love.
a good feeling.
She appreciates us. We treated the situation right. You know what I mean? And she's dope on top of that. Like it's bigger than me.
Dope, man.
But she's got me a gym to shoot a rave in for free.
That's blessed,
for
man.
12 hours.
You know what I'm trying to find?
That's a long time.
Like,
I'm trying to find a private jet to shoot a video on.
well, they have the ones that you could rent just to shoot stuff on. That's like
I don't need to go in the air. I just
no. They have the half a jet, like the joint that's broke
that's for
that
sure,
you
right,
could go
right.
up there and still take pictures. They rent them out right now.
Yeah, I need to find a source for that.
But also, I don't think a jet too far away from my networks neither. I'm gonna be honest with you. We all know a lot of people.
I'm trying to do some different video stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I wanna cover something. Let me I don't know, performance video. I'll get some whatever makes sense. Okay. Let me cover something of yours and support you with a tripping. Cause I do tripping with Sammie episodes too. This shit with Sammie. I do trippings and we do a lot of non-profits. We did the march for George Floyd. We did
dope, man.
basketball tournaments.
That's dope.
We did concerts.
We get backstage, side stage, upstairs.
That's dope,
We've
man.
done a lot of things on trippings. I get actual raw footage. Sometimes I tie in Fly Day footage.
Right.
But it's just another way to do something that's not as long form as this, and still showcase people in a different light than just sitting right here, really showing them in the environment and what they contribute to the community.
Nice.
Because that's all it really is. Like I'm not on the scene, but I try to keep it positive too.
But I was about to say, and I'm actually
you know
we just talked about for a brief second. You know, I'm going to be starting a new area for artists on the scene. So
nice.
You're gonna be next on the scene.
And I got another job. I know what you're talking about. Well, don't look at me like that. South, because she said this before we started. And then she just said, and it's going to be for artists. So I got another job now.
You already know. He in the building.
I got another job.
Listen, I'm very aware. Don't let me call you. I know what's going on around.
I got them shirts. Yo, I'm in the building.
Yeah, we got to make you some more of them shirts, man.
I'm making them for the tizzing.
I need one.
Yeah, I done copped up on the gear when I went to the fly.
Oh, yeah, she supported everybody.
She supported everything. That's how I met her. I was at the table for Kev. She gave me the money for Kev and shit. I had to give it to Kev.
That's what it is.
No, I bought the It's a Philly vibe, John. Yeah, that joint tough too.
Yeah.
It's a Philly vibe. I was like, Kev had the fittest. He was hot in the fittest. I was like, Where you get the fitted from? I don't want the dad head. I want the fitted.
The Philly Vibe
Snap
concert series was actually dope.
Right.
That whole concert series was dope. We went to a few of them joints, man. Shout out to 1122 MG.
Shout out to 1122
Hennessy
Hennessy
Cab,
Kev,
Nakima.
Nakima.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nakima.
You know what I'm saying?
The whole squad. 1122
Son of the
was all love.
215, me, we, all y'all, man.
Nice.
Dutch.
I just recorded at the studio. I recorded there
Okay.
that same day.
I'll let you hear some music.
Earlier
You
that-
might have heard it when you was on Friday, but I recorded 2 records there recently that I'm happy about.
Nice,
I'm happy
man.
about.
Nice. I gotta go back and finish my John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go back and finish the song.
Like I say, we slide down on sessions and all that, and that's 5 minutes from now, man.
Hey, right up the street.
Hey.
We ain't got
Hey.
to tell them that. I already told them. But yeah, we ain't far. We ain't far at all. But no, that's dope. What I want to know, and what I want you to tell the people is, besides you said A&R, executive producing, what's the end goal? When are you satisfied?
When I become a billionaire, that's when I'm satisfied.
That's what it is?
Yeah, like
Billions?
me and my
So by the
pastor
time
always
you a
say,
billionaire, you responsible for 3,000 people taking money home.
Minimum.
listen, if I can help people out
That's the
any
blessing.
way I can, like
No,
listen,
that's the blessing.
like Tyler Perry. I watched this clip of him yesterday on the internet, and he was talking to, I don't know who he was talking to exactly, but the dude was saying, like, when he creates, he's always worried about critics and what critics have to say. And the guy, he's like, man, I'd be thinking of, and I'm releasing something like, man, I hope they like this. Tyler Perry's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I heard him say that before.
I never heard him curse before, and he was just like, fuck
Once
him.
in a while, you take it
Everybody,
there.
Yo, he's like, I don't care. He said, why do we gotta keep catering and to be like, oh, can you please like my stuff? He said, because I make my stuff for us.
That was to make his point even more valid. That's why he said I don't give a
I
fuck.
saw
Yeah,
somebody.
He's very tactful with his shit.
He did not.
saw somebody
he was
online
real
saying-
profound when he said that, and I was like, it was something admirable about it and courageous, because he just is like, look, I don't care about winning no Oscar. I don't care about any of these things. All I care about is what I did for my people, and I cater to my people. He said, this
But
is
I
why
just
millions
argued
of
that
people
point on
watching
Facebook.
my shows every week and watching my movies. He said, because, and this is why he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire.
That was my argument.
From a car.
Like, the person literally said something
A
to the
billionaire,
effect
bro.
of,
Like, come on.
all right, Tyler Perry cool and all, but I'm just waiting for him to level up. Like, level up was like the term.
So what is the exact definition of
And-
leveling
and
up
I'm
to
like,
these
so they
people? Like,
explained
to
it
me,
as-
a billionaire is, that's what?
No, listen. So they explained it as broadening his fan base among, making it a. But I'm trying
I
to
think
think
he's
of-
done that.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of anybody that came from a playwright to where he's at with another fan base. What fan base is bigger than the one
But
he's
not
running off of?
Forget his fan base. I think that a lot
He's
of his
good. He
but a lot
made
of
$1
his-
billion
but guess what?
and made the biggest studio.
He is
ever.
Black
But
But in
Hollywood.
addition to that, he also has diversity amongst his shows too. It's not just all black.
people,
You know what
man.
they saying? They talking about they're
A
trying to-
crossover. He did a crossover.
They went on a crossover, but they're also not just giving them black people. They're
But he
giving
wasn't
him.
waiting
They're giving him
for-
older black church people only. It ain't that many motherfuckers with expendable incomes that could drive themselves to these fucking movies. That's
I'm
that
looking beyond that.
demographic.
I'm looking beyond that. That's like I said.
No,
he has
but
a
they
diverse
minimize.
cast.
They minimize everything we do. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking
Yeah.
about they. I ain't
Well, they
talking
need
about.
to open their
I
goddamn
ain't talking about the
minds. How about
truth.
that?
I'm talking about the people that want to fight against a man that's a billionaire that has his own exit
Man,
on a
listen.
highway
And
in
guess
Atlanta.
what? If
I
he a
could be-
billionaire by being in one lane, that's great for him too.
Listen,
How many
if I could
billionaires
sell
did we get
socks,
from one lane?
I
If
don't
that's what you
care.
want to
It's
call it.
not, because guess what? You supposed to
You
have at
can't
least
call
like 42
nothing Tyler
streams
did
of
one
income.
lane.
No.
Unless you just ignorant.
I don't.
Ignorance is
This
bliss.
my thing. You can't be a one lane individual when you took over a military base. And I lived in East Point.
Yeah.
I know exactly where his
Where he at?
studios is
Yeah.
before it became Tyler Perry Studios.
Right.
It's a military base.
It's a Confederate base.
I know. I drove
That's
past
where they
it every day
plan
to
to
get
kill
to work.
niggas. That's
So
where they
the
plan to
fact
kill
that
niggas
he-
daily.
So the fact that he took that studio
Right.
and turned it into
Something positive for
A place of
whoever he wants to
resource and
benefit.
access.
Not to mention it's going to make him 15 billion more.
More dollars.
listen,
He got the biggest
I
White
don't
House.
understand what leveled up.
He
they
got the
talking
only thing. Every
I
house.
think
Listen,
people that
They
make
need to listen.
comments
I don't
like
think
that.
people realize this.
They just uneducated.
No,
It's
we talk,
ignorant.
but hold up.
Stupid,
We
man.
talk about Hollywood studios all the time, and just with production. When you
Sure.
talk about where this getting shot at, where this came from. What people don't realize is for years, none of these houses, properties, whatever that they're projecting in were functional. Every building on his lot you could live in.
Yeah.
It has running water, sewage, electric,
And they will. And
all
do
of that
live there.
shit. That's why he's able to take in orphans, abuse people, and saying, yo, you can stay here. Oh, it's COVID. We can still film. Oh, like, this all matters. This is a big
Resource and
fucking
access.
deal.
The thing is, too,
This shit is different.
But during COVID, he was the only one that was actually still shooting because
of that.
Because of the resources
own.
he had.
You
He had
quarantine on
every
campus.
he had every actor in their own individual room,
House.
Exactly.
house, getting themselves situated so they could go out and film and do what they need to do.
And
It's
then
like,
if you gotta move people around because this person ain't cool, then you got space to do, like.
I just think it's admirable. I really do. I think it's admirable
Absolutely.
for
No,
him to
shout out
have that
Tyler.
added.
And I was one
Listen.
that had jokes as a young man because we sick of seeing the 6'5" man in the dressing. At a point where we didn't have a lot of leverage, it was frustrating. But at the same time, I'm man enough to say that like I appreciate the fact that this man made it from being in a car writing these plays
Yep.
to being able to provide refuge
Yeah.
outlets for so many fucking people, yo.
And
I can't fight against that. That's fucking crazy.
he
You
literally
sound
has
stupid.
created jobs for so many people
So
in
many-
Hollywood.
You know what it takes to run a lot? That size? He has a bigger lot than two out of
his
three
lot
of the
is-
biggest
is-
lots in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely.
There's only one lot in Hollywood I think they said that's bigger than his lot.
Yeah.
And none of them are fully functional.
Right.
Yeah.
Or owned by one person.
None of them.
Yeah, about one person. Like this is
Like he might
That's
have
impressive.
spent more time in his car than he needed to just to bust y'all ass. And that's what it takes to make something out here.
Absolutely.
The stuff that Shell Boog talk about, the things that your legacy has provided for you, and the things that you fought through to get here. These things aren't easy.
right.
To say that I'm holding myself down, that I got people that support me, but I got my own situation, and I'm gonna make sure that this situation don't stop till it explodes,
Right.
is a hell of a commitment.
Right.
Because life happens,
Period.
Absolutely.
and everybody got life, and everybody got the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you got to carve out 2 more, which might take a couple out of sleep and 1 out of family
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a grind.
It's definitely around, but
That's
it's worth
something
it
to
though.
be respected.
But it's
And that's
worth
why
it.
I said every level ain't about financial.
It's definitely worth
Sometimes you finance back to level up later because it's going to take something to make something.
it.
For
And
sure.
you go, what they say, you got to give ass to get ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. And that's sports analogies as far as I know. I don't want y'all to think no crazy shit.
I know.
But
I was
like-
like, well, do I gotta?
No, it is what it is, man. If you bump up against somebody, you gonna get scraped.
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
Yup.
and,
that.
and in business, that's all you do.
I dig that.
You constantly running through hallways, buildings, and tiers, whether you physically in them or not.
Absolutely.
Being somebody's competition. Being somebody that can scrape a little bit off of somebody's pretty look because you might got a different twist to it that's more innovative or that's
Right.
more genuine.
Right.
Like we say, we're in an age of artists where it's about fucking with the artist too.
Yeah.
I wasn't a Wiz Khalifa fan until I saw, I heard Cushion Orange Juice while I was smoking one night with the youngins. Thought it was dope, but was still like, I don't really get it.
Okay.
Then I saw a Wiz Khalifa blog, and I understood him.
Okay.
And then the music made more sense.
Because sometimes
Right.
understanding the artist is
It's critical.
it's critical and it is as important as it helps you understand the music more. Like,
Sure,
okay, so why
absolutely.
does this artist create this type of music? Because let's be honest with you, hip hop is oversaturated. It's 1,000 niggas around here sounding the same. Let's be real.
All right, so let's also be real. The reason you on Sippin' with Sammie is because I knew if more people know about you, the more they would fuck with you on my platform.
Period.
Because I had you on glocawearradiostation, but we can only talk with so much.
Right.
So we going to hit the fine points and all that, but they got to get your personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The whole story.
You see
I
what
just
I'm
think
saying?
I think I'm just pretty transparent and like when I'm talking, like, I don't hold no punches back. I just be real. You know what I mean? A lot of
Transparency
You
is
started
only
that.
one
That brings the whole
aspect.
interview back in full circle because you started. That was the very first thing that
she
you said.
wow.
This is why she's Lisa Thomas Laurie. Bro, yo, listen, she don't forget shit, bro. This is the 4th time today that she has pointed out exactly what you said.
That points out that she's a great listener. You feel me? Like she actually is listening to what people are saying.
She my crutch.
The
I
things
ain't
you
got
may
to remember if she remember.
the things
I'ma
you
just
may
talk
miss, Yeah. Like real. Like, and I do think that's very important for people to get to know who the artist is. I think a lot of artists, they're not personable. They're not personable. So like a lot of them I can't relate to. It's just all the same theme. I got money. I got bitches. Look at me. I got cars. I got clothes. Look at me. You know, it's
you want me to tell you why they not personable?
It's no.
Because they still not supposed to be on camera yet. The feds are still watching their ass. So they like what I'm gonna say.
The females that got.
I can't even tell you on my blog.
But listen, that's.
But I shot a video and showed the fucking corner sign.
No, but yeah, that's stupid. But listen,
with 50,000 in a 5-year-old hands.
That's really dumb. But listen, what I'm saying is,
I've seen it.
What about the females though? Because they have the same. To me, most of the females are saying the same thing. So not all of them.
Majority.
But when you think about mainstream, it's kind of like the same message that you get.
Well, no, see, and this is why I like being in the position I'm in. This is why I love glocawear.
Because you can support independent people with their own message.
When we get into that message, that's the mainstream message.
Exactly. That's why I pointed out
that's
specifically.
The station that plays 5 songs, the same 5 songs
every hour.
In my world, that don't exist. You want to boss up, you want to be a female and be a shout out to RhythmHb.
Sure.
Somebody shouted out her song on Fly Shit Only One, and was like, "Yo, who the fuck is that?" I'm like, "That's RhythmHb." Remember the my homegirl that was in here? They like, no, the one that was like, nah, nah, nah. I'm like, that's HB. They like, I thought it was a nigga. She talking her shit, nigga.
Right.
Like, no, that shit dope. Right.
Right.
None of that shit really, man. It gotta be dope.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Ill is ill.
Yeah.
Fake is fake. Corny is corny. In hip hop, it has to be dope. All I care about is dope, man.
Let's go.
That's all I care about.
That's it, man.
And I care about energy too and personality, because at the same time, I don't want to support
and that's what I said too.
that I'm
when I first
regret
talked, like we
supporting.
didn't even talk, and I said that felt the energy.
I don't want to never support somebody I'm gonna regret supporting. I don't want to just fuck with somebody because they lit and then the R. Kelly hammer fall. It's like, I really ain't even like that nigga when I met him. Why the fuck did I go there? You know what I mean? Like, especially when it's like that, when it's like I ain't feeling him in the first place.
Right.
Like, I'm not fighting
vibes
for that shit.
Yeah, man.
So just know that one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. We on your side.
I said we rocks with you.
I rocks with y'all, man. Like, serious. I thank y'all for having me on here. Just let me talk. You know what I mean?
No, we talking, but you got in your zone at one point, and I decided to listen and learn.
I think, you know, like I said, I just talk from my heart. That's it. You know, ain't nothing fake about it. Every interview, I'm gonna be the same person. I probably talk about something different that's gonna relate to other people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking from my heart all the time. Like, it ain't never nothing gonna be funny about me or sideways.
Well, tell
anything
people
different.
How to keep up with you, where to find your art, where to get with you.
I'm everywhere. ShellBoog.com. I got a website.
That's what's up. You know, I respect that.
ShellBoog.com. Yeah, I got merchandise.
You hear that? Support.
Shirts, masks, phone cases, socks, hoodies, whatever. Shellboog.com. My album Romeo is out right now.
Spell it out for the dumb folks.
Romeo, Romeo. Romeo. Oh, Shell Boog, ShellBoog. Shellboog.com. Instagram, Shell Boog. Twitter, Shell Boog. Facebook, S-Boog Films.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I like do all my videos and stuff for artists. You know what I mean? So you can catch me on any platform. You can hit me up on my website. I got a direct email that goes straight to me. Contact me, send me a DM, follow me on Instagram. I'm everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I try to make it easy for people to find me when it comes to me creating, because nothing difficult, just Shell Boog. That's it.
Right.
So that's pretty much it. And yeah, man. Artists, get your website. It's important to have a website.
That's why I said I respect that.
You know, I got one. But
get your website, man.
Definitely support Shell Boog.
Get your .com or your .org.
What she say? Socks, cup holders, pendants, all that shit. Get with Shell Boog.
Masks.
She said
phone cases,
and one
hoodies,
thing,
socks.
And since you know this, one thing that I say all the time is a lot of artists get frustrated feeling like nobody's supporting them. But you got to give people multiple ways to support you.
Absolutely.
Because everybody can't make a show.
Right.
Everybody doesn't necessarily bang with that genre of music, but they bang
Right.
with you.
True. Yeah.
So put a T-shirt, put a
Right.
keychain, put
A
a
mug or something.
event together that
Yeah.
makes sense, where it's
You
something
branded
that
perfectly
they
with
could,
your shot glasses. I think that was dope for
yeah,
you.
you know, Sippin with Sammie shot glasses.
Oh, that's dope,
with the
man.
Yeah, I
album
think that was
cover.
really good.
that's
Yeah.
dope.
Let's talk about it.
Oh,
The album
that's
cover.
dope.
This
Look
Live
at
Dirty. I got cognac glasses like these joints. They coming soon. They be here soon.
Nice.
We got the
Let's
T-shirts.
go.
This Flyboy Friday Radio T-shirt.
Yeah.
But I got the Sippin with Sammie the podcast. I got the Amateur Twerking Sucks T-shirts.
Let's go.
Um,
Listen, we
I Heart
kind of
Barstool. Every woman needs a Barstool. All type of shit. So yeah, we doing that. We doing that. But no, it ain't about me. I was talking about her.
no, but I was just shouting my bro out because you was talking about the branding and all. And I
No,
just
the
wanted to
shot
shout
glass
that
shit.
out.
Yeah,
You be
branding
surprised.
you need branding for
Absolutely.
as a brand.
I
Like,
put 3 or 4 of them shot glasses in Glocawear before I was a part of Glocawear. You be surprised how many people have been in Glocawear when I wasn't there
Right.
and took a picture and sent it to me or tagged me and they're like, yo, this is
Right,
crazy. I
right.
ain't even peep. You know what I mean? That kind
that's
of shit.
dope, man.
So it worked. I put it in all my local bars, all my favorite bars. They stole all of them. So I'm in a lot of you niggas' women's cupboard.
Oh.
My face.
Uh-oh. Oh,
She like to drink out me.
that's
Favorite
another
shot.
subject.
Favorite shot glass.
That's
Say
another
that again.
subject.
Anyway. Go ahead.
So you already know. Y'all can find me on thescenemagazine.com for your favorite and most needed positive platform.
Nice.
Everything from entertainment to education, we got you covered. Holler at us on thescenemagazine.com.
Like I said, man, this is a good show.
It was.
I had fun, man.
Dope, man.
Shout out to these two. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate
Appreciate
Fine
you back, bro.
Productions.
Appreciate you.
Fine
Fine.
Philly.
Bro.
On,
Fine
and Fine
Philly.
is spelled P-H-A-N-T.
Get it right. That
P-H-I-L-L-Y
H.
on Instagram. Shout her out. She's a consultant. She do everything. The
She do
audio,
everything.
visual for the situation. Shout out to Dutchie. Check out the Dutchie Man and Friends concert. You want to see her
Listen,
work.
shout out to Dutchie, man.
Oh,
Shout out to
one of the
Center
first-
215. That was a
One
dope,
of the first
dope
major
event.
virtual
Nice.
concerts that really went down in this city that looked like, God damn it, who did it? So
That's
check
Dutchie
her
Man.
out for that.
Dope.
Check us out every Thursday on the Sippin with Sammie podcast. We drop during happy hour, 4 p.m.
Oh,
Fuck
drink
it.
with us.
And then check me out every Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the best happy hour in the world on the greatest station in the nation, Flyboy Friday Radio,
Glocawear.
Glocawear Radio, 4 to 6 p.m.
Oh,
Shout out to Freaky Free, DJ Freaky Free, that is.
that is.
Shout
Put
out to
that
DJ
DJ.
Trill.
Don't forget the
And
DJ.
shout out to the logo, man. Prayers up for the logo. He's healing. He with us always, but we working on it.
Yeah,
we
man.
working on it, and he
Word.
working for y'all. So y'all might as well make sure he good. But we'll see y'all next week and every week that y'all decide to fuck with us. Anything that y'all want to figure out in between, let me know. Since I mentioned it earlier, SippinWitSammie.com is the page. Subscribe, like, comment on this video, please. If you a Shell Boog fan, I am too. We're friends.
We all
We're
are.
friends.
We're
fans.
friends.
Family.
So that's how we gonna carry it. But it is what it
Sure.
is, man. We out of here.
Blessings.
Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Roog. If you ain't sipping with Sam, you ain't sipping right. Get your
Oh.
fucking life together.
Sheesh.
I season to the masses. Shorty wanna act like she too good for a nigga, like it ain't other fishes in the sea. If you wanna roll with me, she ain't never been around a G like me. Stop acting real bougie, you know you a groupie. My life is a movie. If you wanna roll with me, she ain't never been around a G like me, like me. I gon' play around. You know I want you tryna stay around, but you're acting Hollywood is my playground. I want you to know I'm running the show. Ain't gon' take that mouth for more. 5 more seconds, you out the door. Now she's working on my floor. This ain't Instagram, this is OnlyFans. I'ma crack the cam. She's working on my floor. You fucking with a star, baby, I'm the man. Yeah. Shorty wanna act like she too good for a nigga, like it ain't other fishes in the sea. If you wanna roll with me, she ain't never been around a G My life is a movie. If you wanna roll with me, she ain't never been around a G like me, like me.
Wake up, tore up, you know how it's going down. Your hair done, your makeup stay on point, I don't play around. Got a long stroke, I'ma lay it down. Got it on camera, replay it now. Tell all your friends I'm your nigga now. I'm your nigga now. My money long, little nigga, better get your weight up. You acting like you a fuckboy, but you just a hater. She gon' roll with me like she's supposed to be, yeah, yeah.
Shorty wanna act like she too good for a nigga, like it ain't up a fish is in the sea. If you wanna roll with me, she ain't never been around a G like me. Star bag, real bougie, you know you a groupie. My life is a movie. If you wanna roll with me, she ain't never been around a G like me, like me. She's crazy.